you. Hey, what's going on, everybody? We are having some fun today. We are live. ATI is live at the IARA. Check this out. There it is. Ty and Becky are talking to Dan Kennedy. Oh, here we're live. Hey, what's going on?
I know Jay.
Hi, Jay. How's it going?
You can't see me, but when did you do that? Last night. Last night? Yeah. And you're here for? Till Friday. Okay. And what are you here to learn? What are you going to gain? I'm not quite sure yet. Not sure yet.
He's figuring that out.
You're more of the OEM, right? You deal mostly with the new cars.
Oh,
we do a lot of
Please jump into the live chat. We're live at IARA, and Ty and Becky are catching up with folks live at the conference, saying hello. And so you're just kind of dropping in, saying hello. It's happening right now. Yep, there's a handshake. Awesome. Yeah, this is going to be great. So, okay, so live event coverage from the International Automotive Remarketers Alliance Conference. Okay, so you guys can see me, you can hear me. So, all right, so where are we headed? What are we doing?
We're trying to find some new friends we met. Let's go see.
Yeah.
Before we do that, hey,
hey,
yeah, okay, so you're going to lead us, but so Ty, please introduce yourselves and say hello and what we're doing, where we are.
Okay, I'll let Becky go first.
Yeah, I'm Becky Anderson with Cars Recon, and we are at the IARA Summer Roundtable in San Antonio. So we are just connecting with tons of people in the industry and trying to learn.
Right, and Cars Recon, we've had you on the show.
Yeah, we've been on.
You do recon car. You take them and clean them up for the auction.
We do. So we do detailing, but recon services. So recon services for the auto auction. So we do paint and body detail. We do mechanical. We can do, CR. We've done sale day arbitration. It's really just a whole host. But primarily the recon services.
Whatever the auction. So you go to the auction and say, what do you need?
What do they need?
This is a live elevator.
So we want them to be here.
This is a live elevator pitch. This is what right? You run into somebody you've never talked to before, and they're like, "So what do you do?" And you're like,
"That's what we do."
That's what we do.
Well, and so Becky's here for a reason, right? What's the reason?
To meet people, to form relationships, and hopefully, obviously, the end goal is always going to be new business eventually, but really just to learn more about what everyone else does and build those relationships.
It's a relationship. And there's auction people here, right?
Lots of auction people.
Auction people. And what the auction people, why are they? They're part of the group.
They're part, yeah. And they've got a lot of customers here.
A lot of customers. Who would be an auction customer?
The financial companies.
Banks, Howland, different things like that. They would be the consignor.
Logistics companies.
Logistics companies. We saw RCG Logistics.
Yeah.
Sent you a photo. So anyway, auction people are here. We met some new auction people. They're supposed to meet us. We're going to see if we can find them. Maybe they're downstairs. Is that okay?
Okay, I love it. That's great. So, all right, so you guys are headed downstairs. I'm going to go back to camera one for a second, and let's follow you guys downstairs. All right, here we go. And away we go. Thank you guys so much for joining us for our ATI live at IARA event coverage. They're there. They're walking down to, well, they're going to tell us when they get there. I think they're headed down to the lobby area. And thank you so much for jumping in the live chat. We got Vistaga's here, Vlad's here, Kimberly's here, Sarah's here, Michael Culler's here, Black Widow's here. And all right, and so wow, so when you're at the live events, right? Again, I like the way they just pointed that out. Your goal is to network and meet people, right? And so, all right, so where are you guys now?
We're in the lobby of the hotel, Marriott, Riverwalk. That's where they're having the conference.
All right. And so what's happening now? What happened this morning? What was going on this morning? Without being too specific, yeah, what happened this morning?
This morning, what was it called? Standard
Committees. Well, there was standards committee, but it was all the committee meetings.
Standard committee meeting, which was cool because there's Matt. Matt, wave. Matt's busy. Anyway, the standard committee meeting was for the NAAA, the IARA.
It's the joint, yeah.
We put them all in the same room and we were talking about arbitration rules. Transportation came up in the meeting, how to get cars that have been arbitrated back. There was announcements. That's a big deal. If you guys have ever heard of red light, green light, yellow light, that's a real thing in the auction. They really do. And so there's the conversation goes between what we keep talking about, the hybrid, where you've got the physical auction and the online auction.
Right.
And the buying for the online can be different rules than for the guy standing in the lane. So
There's a lot.
There's a lot.
to get to. A lot, yeah.
And that was an hour meeting,
Yeah.
and we didn't even scratch the
They
surface.
just, yeah.
I mean, so I did have a chance to talk to Matt afterward, and the beautiful part about it is we're starting a conversation, and I think that kind of ties into ATI. You know, this is a place where we come and we start a conversation. Why are you here? What are you doing? Why? So there's after listening to Matt says, this was a great meeting. It was going to go
It was a prelude, basically,
prelude to what's coming up next. So that is good. The people that were in that meeting, amazing. Some big players.
a lot. Oh, yeah.
Big players. So where are we at on time?
So I'll ask you this. Here's a follow-up. The meeting with Matt, is that different than the meeting of the digital versus physical auction rules, or was it the same meeting?
Same.
Same meeting.
So it's going to be all of the,
Yeah,
the
that
standards
all came
committee.
up in there.
And these rules, okay, these digital versus there's Matt. These digital versus physical auction rules apply to dealers, consignors, buyers, sellers, auctions. Sounds like a lot.
Yeah, it is. And then you get into announcements, right? And then you start talking about pre-sale, pre-certified, and post-sale inspection. Yeah, it starts going into crazy land, right? So if you're an online buyer and you're buying a car, would you like to know some kind of assurance that that car's been checked out before you buy it online?
I would.
Yeah. Is there a cost associated with that? How many man hours do we need? How many people do we need to make that happen for a pre-sale inspection? So these are the conversations we're having that are pretty intense, right? I mean, an auction has a lot of expense. A dealer has a lot of expense. Everybody wants transparency. Who's going to pay for it? And who wants to be transparent? Does that make sense? Yep. So this is a nice segue since we lost everybody. Nice segue to bring in our guest. Who's our guest, Jay?
Oh, so we're going to bring in Black Widow?
I think we should go ahead and bring Black Widow in, yeah.
All right. So thank you guys for jumping into the live chat. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna bring in Joel Hauk from Black Widow, and Joel is standing by. We're gonna bring him in here, and also I think Joel is in St. Louis at the Black Widow offices. And so Ty, what's the plan here, Ty? What are you thinking?
Oh, I was hoping to have an auction guy here to take a quick demo, but everybody left. So we're going to come over here.
Did they go to lunch? Is that what happened?
I think everybody's trying to grab a quick bite.
Because the keynote's in an hour or so.
Yeah.
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 Well, and really, I'm going to go to camera one. Ty's under a lot of pressure here, okay? Because we're going live from an event, and he's trying to coordinate a conversation. There's no way to calculate what everyone's doing. The triangulation, it's almost harder than being a dispatcher.
Definitely.
So, Yeah.
So back to the auction world and the digital, the online auction, different things like that. It's Eddie with Dessa. He's the arbitration president. At the meeting.
Nice.
It's crazy.
I actually, and thank you, because I've been sending some LinkedIn invites to folks you've been networking with. So this is going great. I love what we're doing. Hey, and by the way, so Caitlin Shirk, Columbus Fair Auto Auction, she was on the show last night with Black Widow. You were there, Ty. Columbus Fair Auto Auction has shared the Black Widow show from last night on their LinkedIn page. That's very cool.
Very cool.
That is
very
cool.
Very good people. Well, our good friends at Black Widow made that happen, and they got to have all the credit because Caitlin's a big deal and she's busy lady. So for her to take the time,
she must like us, Ty.
Huh?
She must like us.
You guys must do something good. That's for sure.
Well, we don't
Joe,
like her.
how are you today?
I'm doing well, sir. I'm doing well. Looks like you're a little busy on your side.
And we've been busy, that's for sure. When you come to these conferences, you better be ready to work, right? You know that.
Right. It's a lot of networking. It's a lot of connections. A lot of people probably that you run into that could help you. So
one of the things
and you can help them.
One of the things that came up this morning, Joel, that I met this guy. He's in the technology side of the OBD port. So you can plug into this OBD and it gives you all the mechanical information.
Yes.
And as he was talking, I thought, how could we connect that with your photos?
Right. We've talked to several of them. And so it was slowing down our process. And obviously we're speed. And if they're just driving through, it doesn't give the time to run that test. So we're kind of too fast for that. Right. But what we've seen is some of the auctions will break up the drive-through to the condition report, and that's when they have the opportunity to plug it in. So it can work.
Got it.
It's a very good solution, and I know as a dealer that that's good to have those codes ran and shown online as a buyer.
Yeah. And I think a lot of it comes back to this transparency, which is, of course, what we're talking about. That is Black Widow. And just starting to see these connections about how it can work. But I do after today's meeting, I'm like, you guys are way ahead of the game here.
Well, we appreciate it. We work hard.
Yeah. No, you do a great job too. As far as auctions go in getting into the auction, it's like I just want to stand up and scream in these meetings, Black Widow, right?
Right.
It's like, and you sit in, I don't know if you've ever had it. I know you deal with it. You're the boots on the ground. You've had to arbitrate a vehicle, right?
Oh, absolutely.
That you bought online.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's no fun. It's no fun for the auction or the dealer.
Yeah. So give us an example. Tell us a story about what you need cars. You buy cars at auctions. Right?
Yes.
Okay. You bought a car online. What happened?
Well, and it comes in with damage. You look as a dealer. The dealer and the auction have a relationship, and I gotta say the relationship's big, no different than a transporter. And me as a dealer. You're going to slide on some of the stuff if you're constantly buying from that same auction, and that auction is going to help you on that arbitration as well. So as a dealer, I don't think they turn all of them in, and I think the auctions know that. So they're flexible when there is damage, but the consistency of seeing the damage is what we're presenting to the auctions now. So if we can have transparency, have a snapshot of the photo, we know what it looks like, we can zoom in with the 4K, it kind of takes everything out. It takes all the guessing. Hey, was it the transporter? Was it the guy that parked it or drove it through the lane? Who was it? When was that damage done? So I think that's what everybody wants to know. And I think with the relationships with the auctions and dealers, if they see, okay, it was my fault, they're going to take care of it. So I think it's kind of you draw a line and say, okay, who is it? But the transparency of the picture is what's going to win. And the consistency of condition reports. And that's the other play of the whole thing. When you look at condition reports, you have one person that grades them tougher than the other. And that's where our AI technology actually, it's very, I'm not going to say it's generic, but it's consistent. And that's what you need as a dealer when you're buying a car.
Yeah, you definitely need some consistency. What kind of mechanical issues have you run across in purchasing cars online?
Me as on the dealer side, I typically will stay with the cars that are still under factory warranty. So
Okay.
I know as and obviously there's a lot of cars that are sold at 70,000 miles. I'm just not that buyer normally.
Yeah.
So, but that's where when you plug the system in and there's no codes, that helps you. So that's a new thing. And I don't think anybody saw that coming, but now they're starting to embrace it and saying, okay, I feel comfortable. So, but you have to work out your relationships with your auctions.
Well, the people are coming back.
They
heard Ty talking. They heard Ty.
They're coming back to the auction. That's good. That's a good sign. Well, and again, the reason I know that, photos aren't going to tell you that the engine's got a miss on cylinder 4, right?
Right.
Okay. But where the auction, and this is where I think it's still a huge deal for Black Widow as moving forward. And I'm not a part of the board. I'm not a part of the committee or the team per se, but as I keep learning more about you guys, I keep seeing the value for the auction is huge savings. Is that right?
Oh, your labor, your people, the efficiency we talked about last night. Most of the dealers want to keep their cars on the lot as long as they can before they send it to the auction. So they're bringing them in last minute. And unless you have an automated photo system, I don't know how you're getting all your pictures done. So when you can drive through a lane in 5 seconds and have your photos, it's a win.
Right. It's a big deal. Well, again, I'm one of the reasons we're here. We're obviously representing ATI, IARA, Tony, and as well as Black Widow. And for the audience watching, again, you can see the relationships as we're making them and how they connect, right? So Black Widow is a great product service for an auction and a dealer, right, Joe?
Yes. And recon companies.
And recon companies. Wow. Mm-hmm. Explain that.
Well,
Who's an example of a recon company?
Recon company that does all the reconditionings, all the dents, all the scratches. With our system, you can actually look at it, and most of your grades from 3 to 5, you can see it with our AI technology, and you'll be able to look at that car and say, hey, it needs X, Y, and Z quickly rather than sending out a person. If it's a 2, 5, something like that, you're probably gonna have to send someone back. But I would say the percentage of 3 or better is your bigger percentage. So that means that your 50-60% of your cars, when they're imaged, they're also getting those condition reports. So you know what to do once that car's ready to get recon. So I know I've got 3 PDRs, look on the left side, boom. That takes a lot of time because a human does it. But when AI technology takes it, it's instant.
Wow. That's cool.
Auctions, the curve is, what I think's clean compared to someone else. You have that human element, and that's what's tough. With AI, there is no human. It's artificial, right?
Exactly. Artificial. Right. That's good. I got it. Jay, what do you got left? Is Martin around?
So we got Martin soon. Actually, I'm gonna do this. Is really good. We had the question, what is a recon company? Let's go back to that, because what's important, camera one, this is an example of exactly why Auto Transport Intel exists. And that the conversations in the past, you had a group of dealers talking, you got groups of transporters talking, you got groups of auction execs talking, and nobody talks to each other. That does not help the industry. So what I'm trying to do is help inform and increase the education. Oh, look at this!
Good.
Good to see you, Ty.
You know Jay? Turn it around real quick.
Oh, Jay Worksberger?
Yeah,
Yeah, what's up, Adam?
What's up, Jay? Yeah,
It's
I was on a
Adam
panel where you
Laura of
moderated.
ACERTUS. What's going on? Sure, it's good to see you.
There. Hey, here we go. Try that.
Hey,
How you
all
guys?
right.
Here, we're all here. This is
Hey,
the ACERTUS gang.
How are you? Hi, Jay.
What's
Good to see
going
you.
on? Good to see you guys.
ACERTUS, what do you guys do?
We're a full vehicle life cycle solution.
Full vehicle life cycle solution.
Yeah, transportation, storage.
You do it all.
Yeah, title registration, compliance.
You know,
You ever do
that's
pictures?
and that's what's cool is that
Pictures of what?
Yeah.
right.
You do?
Yeah, we have an app too. We take the drivers take pictures of the vehicles, store them on.
Oh, you have your own app for
Yeah.
the driver. Okay.
We do.
We call that TMS, Store Management System.
Yeah.
It's like a super dispatch idea.
Kind of. We do. Yeah, we have other systems. Vehicle is our platform that we offer the services to. So that's what's a big thing that we're going to be releasing to the industry at some point is the total platform that encompasses all of our services. Yeah.
And are you sponsoring something?
Not right now. We're not.
You're here to network, meet people.
Correct.
That's what you do. Auctions. So
The marketing companies.
your marketing companies.
Consignors. We need more consignors here in the future.
Oh, consignor. So
Here.
that's a new word. that Transport guys don't know.
Okay.
What's a consignor?
What is a consignor?
What is a consignor?
They consign the vehicles. They're shipping them. They're assigning them and they're shipping them to the auction.
They're the companies that own the vehicles and are remarketing them at auctions.
Yep.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
This right, this thing here. That's right.
And you know-
let's turn around. We're gonna turn around because
Yeah, go ahead.
I want everybody in the picture.
Yeah, exactly. Because then I was gonna say this too is that all right, hey, there we go. Let's go to the single shot. Yes, we got the ACERTUS gang. Look at that.
You can't hear you. so
Nice.
be quiet.
Can't hear me. Okay, go.
Consignor, right? Can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay, consignors can be one dude and one car, right?
Yeah, it's typically your fleet companies that we're engaging with that are going to have the thousands of conglomerate vehicles.
For example, I met a guy, Tom, third, fifth, third.
Yeah.
That would be somebody you might want to talk to.
Absolutely.
Right, because that guy's
Or Tim Meter, you thinking of?
Tim.
Tim Meter? Yeah.
Tim, Tom.
Yeah, they all.
Tim's, T's, ties. Anyway, consignors, bigger companies like to go for a bigger, our friend ARI, Mike Buchanan. That would be somebody you would like to talk to.
Yeah, Jim Jackson. We talked to those guys. We're engaged with the team all the time, working some deals.
Working deals. So nice. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, that's that. Good to see you.
Yeah. Really appreciate that.
Thank you for the time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Nice to
guys.
meet you.
Thank you.
ACERTUS.
ACERTUS.
Right here, live,
Right on.
San Antonio, Texas. IARA.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Great to be here in person.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see you.
Okay.
Okay,
So
Jay.
I want to add to that is that here's the thing is that so ACERTUS is a company that recognizes it's interesting, great timing because we're talking about the verticals need to connect. We cannot stay isolated and fragmented in our little groups. And ACERTUS is connecting verticals. They're connecting dealers, auctions, transport. They've even added title and registration to the process. That's not an easy undertaking.
Storage. Did you hear that?
Storage, compliance, final mile. They're putting it
Final
all
reg-
under one roof, and that's a lot. That's a lot to do.
That's
what
huge.
ACERTUS is doing. Yes. That's why there aren't many companies at that level. I think United Roads at that level, and we're talking about nationwide fleet
Oh, you can come on.
business.
Good.
Yeah.
You got to be careful because I might rope you in.
Hey,
Hey, buddy!
he might rope you in. That's awesome.
All right.
We got Martin coming up soon. He is wrapping something up. So I'll go back to camera one for a second. We're live at the IARA, International Automobile Remarketers Alliance show in San Antonio. Okay, so Ty's in San Antonio, Joel's in St. Louis, I'm in Kansas City. We're creating some of the first multimedia live streaming at a conference. I haven't really been seeing this, and so we're doing it on Auto Transport Intel, and we're going to be doing more of this. And so this is kind of an early stage intervention, if you will. And so one of the things we're doing is we had Black Widow on the live show last night on Tuesday night, right? We had a great show, Joel. We had Ty, we had Jason, CEO of Black Widow, Joel, GM of Poage Chevrolet. We had Caitlin Shirk, Columbus Fair Auto Auction. We had Steve Gerch, Montana Auto Auction, and Sky Hallman, One Auction View. How many times did I just say auction?
Yeah.
Right? And what show are we at right now? What's interesting to me is the word auction's not in the IARA title, is it? I thought for sure it was. International Automobile Remarketers Alliance. Maybe they can add one more A for auction.
Yeah.
Great. Did he say that live? He did. And so what we're going to do is we're hanging on for a few more minutes. Now I just put Ty in the toaster with Tony Long. That's a joke. I want to say thank you to Tony Long. We shared it on social media, and we really appreciate the access to the show. And we're trying to help bring coverage, interest, spotlight, and integration to what everybody's trying to talk about. And what I found so interesting, Ty, you were in committee meetings this morning, because that's one of the things that happens at this show, committee meetings, right? Joel, did you hear Ty talk about these committee meetings?
Yeah, very interesting. Very interesting.
Isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Which gets into, because what I find interesting, we know in transport, there is a lot of frustration and tension between transport and auction. Truth?
Oh, yeah.
And there are many rules that are being addressed and updated that might have something to do with some of that tension. So by getting involved, Ty, you're there. You in your own way are helping represent transportation.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's funny because I would consider myself a nobody in that room. And I mean that in the humble way. But there were 2 times I know 2 different people looked over at me like, are you going to say anything? So, and what I mean by that is I definitely don't have the answer to the questions. But the more you make your presence known in the group that you want to be in, the more people start recognizing it. And that's when, back to being a car hauler. I want to be a car hauler. Okay, do you want to own your business or you just want to run on a load board? Well, I want to own my business. Okay, you're going to have to put yourself in places. We heard Caitlin say it last night, and I've seen her do it on live, LinkedIn posts. You have to put yourself in front of people. I'm sorry. Joel, you're selling cars. Joel, what do you deal with? People. You like it? Sometimes. Maybe sometimes I don't, right?
The majority of the time, I'm okay.
The majority of the time, it's life. My point is being in this place and Jay building the platform, talking about transportation, dealers, auctions, technology, it is all connected. And the more you put yourself in front of people, the more you'll be recognized. Whether you know anything or you don't, you have some input, you have value, you have worth, right? Okay, I'm done.
Hey, but you were, oh dang, I hit the wrong button again. No, but you're crushing it. That's exactly what we're talking about, is that, I mean, what you could do, you have options. You could show up and look for just transport guys and talk about chrome and rims and, you could, but you didn't. You went to a committee meeting where, like, wow, dude. And camera one, I'm not trying to pick on anyone. I'm trying to help elevate what we were doing. Didn't really help. Oh, maybe a little. What we're trying to do is change the game and change the way we look at the industry. We could set examples.
Yeah, and being there in the present, learning, and it's funny. I'm sure there are transport guys here, but I don't think there were any in that room that I remember.
Well, and that's another thing we've talked about at shows is that, oh, look, and here Martin's coming in, but at shows we don't see. Bring Martin in. We're moving into the second half. That's pretty good. Look at this. We're already halfway through. It's because of all your cars on the move that we are doing this. This is happening. Martin Romjue from Bobit Business Media is here with us. Martin, can you see us and hear us okay?
Yes, I can see and hear you just fine. How about me?
Dude, great. So thank you for joining us. We have Ty Thompson. He's down in the lobby at IARA. We have Joel Hauk. He's live from St. Louis from Black Widow Imaging. He was on the show last night. You know Black Widow Imaging.
Yeah.
Just wrote an amazing article about Black Widow.
Yeah, I'm somewhat familiar with them.
Right on. And then Martin, live at IARA. Martin, please say hello and tell us a little bit more about what's going on and what you're doing.
Well, thanks for having me, Jay. I'm Martin Romjue. I'm with Bobit Business Media and also the editor of VehicleRemarket.com, although it's called Vehicle Remarketing. And we're here at the IARA just to see what's going on and take.
Oh, we lost you for. Hey, Martin. Time out. We lost your connection for a second, Martin. Martin, work on that connection.
I just washed my hands out of the bathroom.
Martin, check your internet. And Ty is taking this for a second, okay?
Okay.
Double check your internet for me.
Drew, is that Drew? Is that Drew?
Is right just north side of Milwaukee. Yeah.
Hey, Ty.
How many about 600. What, 70 to 80%? At one time, right now, the summer we're probably in the 60s, 5%. I think. Yeah. I'm in Kansas City, ex-transport guy. I'm into Reconnect auctions, dealers, and car haulers. Okay. Car haulers are a problem. I'm one up. Right.
Good job, Lisa.
But anyways,
how's that?
Yeah, transportation auctions. So pretty much lived in auction for about 20 years. I'm sure you have too for 30 years, right?
Yeah, I've been on the marketing side for about 20 now.
So remarketing, you go for the accounts. They have fleet, large accounts.
Yeah, well, right now I'm the fleet manager at Greater Milwaukee, so
Fleet
yeah,
manager.
I'm trying to grow that.
What do you do for online feature?
Well, we have a simulcast platform for inland sales. I believe it is, yeah. And then we also have we sell inside the gate units through local motors.
I saw that.
Yeah.
What's that guy's name?
Keith Winter is their rep, and then Michael is the
So you run through. Now, how do you take pictures of this?
we do CRs on every unit, including dealer units. Come in. Yes.
Were you in the meeting, the standard meeting?
No. The IARA meeting? No, it wasn't.
It was the arbitration map, America's Auto Auction. So that was great. But, so you do the big accounts, you do online. Currently, when you're online, you're using, which one? Did you set for your photos?
Well, we use the ASI app to take our pictures and so forth.
And the market's good. It sounds like it's good.
It's very good. The market.
I'm going to mute him for a second, Ty. Joel. Joel, so do you know Drew?
Yeah, I know Drew.
So tell us more about what do you think they're talking about? Because the audio is kind of spotty. What do you think they're talking about?
I think they're talking about images and condition reports. So Drew is looking at our product right now for condition reports because obviously the transparency of it is what the buyer wants, what's the dealers want. Let's unmute. Let's tell Ty, say hello to Drew.
Okay, okay, hey, go ahead, and I had you muted for a second, Ty. Let's say hello to Drew. Yeah.
Are you live?
Yeah, we're
This is Drew, Greater Milwaukee Auto Auction.
Drew, you remember me?
Can you turn around real quick?
I don't know.
Here, I do. Hold on, I want you to meet this guy. Okay, here we go. See that guy? You know him?
I just gave you a reference today, a referral.
All right,
You're gonna get it in
perfect.
about a day or two. What's going on,
All right.
brother?
I'm doing well. You doing okay down there?
We're doing good. Yeah.
All right, perfect.
We're staying
perfect.
inside.
It's a
What's
little
that?
hot, isn't it?
Yeah,
He's staying inside. It's hot out here.
Well, it's hot here
So,
too.
I didn't know you knew each other. How do you guys know each other?
Just through the convention about 2 months ago. Yeah, and we were looking at their product.
Yeah, Black
So,
Widow guy.
yeah,
Joe.
still are.
That's their hangar. Where they
Yeah,
have that.
I've seen it.
Been in there?
I'd like to get it. We just got to
You should do it.
get Christy on board. Christy, don't
Yeah.
watch this. I'll get into trouble.
Ah, okay, Greater Milwaukee Auto Auction. Jay, this is Jay.
Good
Hey,
people.
Jay.
hey,
Good.
what's going
This
on,
is
Drew?
And you're in charge of the fleet. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Drew with Greater Milwaukee Auto Auction. Got it? That was really cool of you. to
Thank
take
you,
the time.
Drew.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Thanks, Drew.
We kind of knew we were kind of starting.
Well, you want photogenic people on this,
People that
so
like to
I'm
talk.
glad I can help.
Now,
Yeah, you did
I
great.
know,
Do you have a business card by chance?
I do. Yeah.
Martin, I know we're going to lose you soon, so we're going to go to you in a minute, and then because you've got to cut out in like 10 maybe. So, any
Have
final
5.
thoughts on, are you good on time, Martin? No.
About
Tied,
5
aren't you?
minutes.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to go to Martin here in a second. Martin's going to give us an update on some information. Drew, you can hang out if you want to, but man, it's really nice to meet you. Let's connect on LinkedIn.
Same here.
Okay, cool.
Take care. All right, guys.
Thanks, Drew.
Have fun.
Thanks, Drew.
Yeah.
All right, Martin, we're back to you. Let's get some updates, please.
All right. So can you hear me okay?
Perfect. Thank you.
All right. I figured I'd take it easy in the chair, in the corridor.
All right. Okay, go. Yeah, you're good. Go ahead. So what's been going on today?
So this morning they had the standing committee meetings for the IARA, and I went to several of them. And there are a lot of themes, a lot of issues coming out of them. I know the standards committee talked about disclosures and how much should be disclosed on vehicles as they become more computerized and they become more complicated, such as ADAS and all these technologies. How do you properly gauge them so that you value the car in a way that's realistic? There was also the issue of auto transport came up. When a buyer has remorse, what should the cap be on the transportation fee when they have to send the vehicle back from, let's say, Tennessee to Nevada? Who pays for that? Especially now that vehicles are being bought online, you can't kick the tires, so there's a whole other risk element. And they're noticing a lot of clients will say, well, I only looked at this online, and they're surprised by something about the car, and then they want to return it, or they want something changed about it. That kind of segued into electric vehicles, which is the big overhanging subject for the Alliance, especially with the batteries and the charging. And the differences when you consider it against internal combustion engines. How do you look at these components and rate them properly and assess them, especially with a battery that has diminishing value? How do you assess it after 4 years and determine what the range is and what value the client will get from that? So there's that entire new field of questions and challenges that the industry is facing with EVs. That was the perfect segue for the technology committee, which talked about EVs and how important it is over the next few years to build a viable wholesale used vehicle market for electric vehicles. Because once you have that, you'll have the assurance that new vehicles will continue to be bought. And that's important for leases. It's important for long-term residual values. So there's an opportunity here for the Alliance and other industry players to really collaborate and build that lucrative marketplace. The good news is that EVs overall are projected to have a longer lifespan than internal combustion engine vehicles, simply because there are fewer moving parts and mechanical things that can go wrong. But it all hinges upon the assessment of the battery. And then the social committee also talked about EVs, wanting to get questions and input across the social media channels that the IARA has, and get people's questions and advice on what are the best ways to go about the incorporating EVs into the industry. The other more immediate thing that has come up is the surge of vehicles that they expect to hit the market once the supply chains stabilize and the markets balance out. What happens when all these new vehicles all of a sudden get their chips and there are more repossessed vehicles coming into the market? That's certainly going to be it's going to be a reality that a lot of auctions will have to adjust to once they actually get a surplus of vehicles coming in after the slowdown of the past year to year and a half. But overall, the conversations here are all about staying ahead of industry trends and wanting to meet the challenges and, of course, get more and more people involved. And we still have most of the agenda still to come.
Amazing recap. That's awesome.
Good to be here.
Yeah, no, that is an amazing recap. And so battery, because chips, we've talked a lot about chips. And in fact, Martin, did you say you can join me next Tuesday night to talk about chips and EV and car hauling? I can talk about whatever I took notes on and whatever happened here. So yes, I can talk a little bit about chips and EV, and now that I'm familiar with your enterprise, I will keep an ear out for anything auto transport related. But I hate to cut this short, but I've got to get to the board meeting where they want me to take minutes. So that means Well, that's all right. Well, that takes priority over ATI. But listen, that recap was amazing, Martin. Thank you so much. We'll see you again tomorrow.
Okay, thanks for having me. See you tomorrow.
Thanks, Martin.
Bye.
All right, take care. Awesome. That is amazing. Let's go to camera one. ATI live at IARA. We're already 2/3 through our first hour of live event coverage in this manner, where we're streaming live. There you can see Ty in another conversation. Let's go ahead and I'm asking to unmute. Yes, Ty, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Is Martin gone? I can't see you guys.
Yeah, Martin had to go, so we're back to you.
Okay, this is good. Mike. Okay, you know Mike?
Jay, I don't think we've met. We've emailed a few times, Jay, from PreOwned Auto Logistics. I think you've talked to the owner of our company, Dana.
Sure.
PreOwned Auto Logistics.
Yeah, sure.
Mike.
I know Dana, and I'm also in touch with, is it Carrie?
Carrie, yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Sure. Okay, so this is fun. I didn't get to hear Martin, and I apologize, Martin, but
that's
Mike
cool.
walks up and recognizes us, and we start a conversation. This really happened. You probably saw it in the background.
I can vouch for that. Yeah.
So Mike is PreOwned Auto Logistics. Mike moves cars. Mike is in San Antonio at a conference for IARA. Why?
Just, I think the same reason everyone else is, right? To see what's going on out there in the industry.
See what's going on in the industry, but you said you're here in your meeting.
Yeah. So we've been talking to people, looking for new opportunities, just like everyone else, right? Especially in transport. I think everyone's had to be pretty agile the last year. So you've got to be open and willing to do all kinds of moves. So
you've seen a lot of changes in a year.
Tons of changes. Yeah.
So you guys, if I heard you right, you've got a big POV, personally owned vehicle client base. You're out of Boston, okay? Right?
Yep, Boston.
And Boston, so Boston's on the east. What's south of Boston? Florida. We call those POVs or snowbirds, right?
Yep.
So you got a big base. So why is Mike, PreOwned Logistics, who moves POVs, at an IARA?
Yeah, good question. Right? Yeah.
Why? Because Mike is a volume guy. And
Yeah.
Mike understands auctions have volume.
High volume, yeah.
High volume, and dealers go to auctions and they buy cars and they send cars to auctions. Now, do you do that?
Yep, we do all of that. So
Yeah.
we do a lot of that up in the Boston area.
So how many
nationwide.
trucks do you guys have?
Right now, we are down to probably just a handful, 3 or 4 trucks. Yeah, right now.
But you're still a broker.
Yeah.
You move for a lot of volume now.
Yep. Yeah, at one point we had a fleet of 25, 30 trucks. So
Just kind of bring down.
yeah, we've gone a different way. And then, like you said, with dealers, we manage fleets of runners or porters, we would call them. We keep a flatbed, so for heavy stuff, we have a good, we keep an inventory for that. But as far as being able to work nationwide and with any dealer, the agility of being a broker, just really developing good relationships.
So yeah, and being a broker is always a challenge because you have to have a good relationship with the carrier as well as the shipper. Right?
Yep,
And
exactly.
sometimes the carrier lets you down.
Right. Yeah, keeping both sides happy is definitely a full-time job.
Challenge. Mike, thank you so much
Yeah.
for taking the time.
Thanks. It's nice to meet you.
Mike,
Yeah, you're definitely
yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank
yeah.
Jay, Mike, I'll get a card from you.
Yeah.
I'll get a card. Yep.
And we'll get you in touch
We
with
want to
that.
bring you on a Tuesday night or something. Or a
Yeah,
Cars on the Move.
definitely.
Yes,
Yeah,
awesome.
Dana would really like to do that. So that'd be
Yes.
great.
Okay, cool.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, Mike. Nice to meet you.
You too.
That is so
Come on over,
awesome.
Kevin. Hold on a minute.
Oh, we got another hey buddy.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
Tom Thompson. What's your name?
Kevin Lombardi.
Kevin Lombardi. What are you doing?
I'm the
Wait, time out. We got a YouTube channel. We're transport guys, right?
great, yeah.
So we talked about how car dealers love the transport guy. don't
They
you?
lo- oh my
We love
gosh.
the transport guy. Tell us about
First and foremost on their mind. When I walk into a dealership, I am not only do they, let me sit in the Mercedes-Benz area and get my nails done, but they actually ask me to stay and talk to all their salespeople. Can you imagine that?
Yeah, I can, because you got that personality. I can believe it. So are you currently a dealer? Or what are you currently?
We're a transport.
Transport.
Yeah,
Transport.
yeah,
Oh,
we're
okay. I'm
yeah.
sorry. Oh, we got it here. We
Yeah.
got everybody. All right. So
Altogether.
you understand the dealers paying dealing with the transport.
I do.
You got it.
We're the necessary evil, basically.
And that's good. So you go to dealers.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You hear this, guys? This is
Yeah.
a dream come true for me.
I-
We're talking to another live human being, really live, who actually goes and talks to car dealers. Did you catch that?
And you know what? Hey, I think I'm connected to Kevin on LinkedIn. I just looked it up. So nice to meet you, Kevin. That's
You know
awesome.
something
This is the
yeah, I watched the show on Tuesday nights. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, Jay, that's Jay. You can't see him because
That
this
is-
talking to the camera.
They
You
watch
got the
the
best
show
camera
on
lady
Tuesday
on phone
nights.
here.
Wow. Amazing. Wow.
So anyway, there you go.
Dude, it's amazing. Thank you guys so much for saying hello.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
We'd love
you guys,
to
thank
love
you
to
guys.
join you on your show.
Let's do it.
You and I need to do a Friday.
October.
30th at noon.
Tell 'em
Yeah,
October.
Central Time.
October.
Let's do a show in October.
Show in October.
So I'll get a card from you.
Yeah.
You and I get along really well. talking about cars.
Oh man, camera
Yeah.
one, right? Isn't this great? This is great. This is what networking is all about. That's why I love these shows, and I miss that I'm not there right now. But for the greater good, keeping the channel going, putting this kind of live footage together, I think it's more meaningful than being there in person, because Ty can handle it. Ty's got it covered. He's saying hello, and we're more visible. And you know what? You know what's cool? I'll go to camera one for this. I just got an email. I got an executive just emailed me talking about a VIP event, sending Ty. Oh man, I got to tell you, I'm loving what's happening, and I think this was the right choice. I'll tell you what we'll do. What we'll do is we got about 10 minutes left,
Apologize, couldn't help you.
and I'm just going to mute Ty. Joel, let's talk for a second. Let's assume that, because Ty was going to try to connect you with someone that wanted to learn more, and let's say we send them a video link of,
Okay.
let's say, because they work in an auction, they're in the Midwest, they work in an auction, and it sounds like they need an aspirin, they need an easy button.
It's that easy.
All right.
So what do they need? Where do they start? What? Well, yeah, take it away.
Well, a lot of the pain points of dealers and auctions is what we take care of. That's our solution. We're you talked about the aspirin, but I talk about their pain, and their pain is they're having trouble getting cars imaged in the quality side plus on the speed side, and that's what Black Widow's about. We will take your pain away, and we turned imaging into easy imaging, where everything else it's labor intense. With the Black Widow, there's a drive-through system that under 5 seconds you can image that car, and the long term would be 25 seconds if you go ahead and do the interior. So there's a lot of options, a lot of solutions that we provide, and we just want the opportunity to let people know and network with people to know what their pain is. And a lot of times they don't bring up that pain, they just live with it. We don't want them to live with it. We want to take it away.
And so, and you have Black Widow in your background. There's the car.
Yep.
That could be the car. It just got finished with auto reconditioning. Now what?
Okay, so I'm going to flip my screen around here. I'm not as good as Ty. He probably has a camera guy and all that.
Yep.
All right, so there's the system. It hangs from just about anything. It's about 180 pounds. It'll go anywhere. It can go in a detail shop, a recon center, auction lane. It can go into a carport, but it's versatile, but also will do every vehicle that you have. It weighs about 180 pounds. It takes 4K imaging, and it does it in 5 seconds.
And each arm is holding a camera. You could drive the vehicle under. You would if so the front left tire would sit on a plate that activates the cameras.
Yeah, we'll go to the plate.
There's the plate. All right.
If you can park a car or drive through a car wash or just go on this plate, our software does the rest under 5 seconds.
Right. So it's dummy proof. I mean, yeah, if you can park a car, you can get the photos.
You're exactly right.
And then you got the works. What's this workstation over here do?
That's our kiosk. That's our kiosk. So basically, what you would do if we want to go ahead and do the demo now. We ready for that?
Yeah, sure. I'll tell you what, and I'm gonna unmute Ty.
Unless Ty wants to say something.
And Ty, exactly. Ty, I only did that for audio because Joel is. Go ahead, take it away, Joel.
You ready for this, Ty?
I'm ready.
All right. So basically, you'll take your scanner that we provide, take it to the car. Trying to do this one-handed. Before I even walk back to the kiosk, it's taking the pictures.
Oh my gosh, because the tire's on the plate. Okay.
Captions the images in 4K. It's also capturing the interior 360 camera that I put in that earlier, but we can show you that.
Yeah, we'll take a look at that.
Let's do a capture. Hit a continue, and you're done. You're off to the next car. So what I didn't show you is the 360 camera. That's actually a 7K camera that will take the photos of the entire interior from the roof. You'll be able to zoom into the car, going down to damage, looking for equipment, and I'll show you what that looks like on the screen.
Gotcha. So the kiosk travels with the hangman.
Yes.
Yes. And so you can even do it. If you can park, you can do it with one hand.
So that's what you end up getting. That's the finished product. There's me again. Somewhere there. But I can zoom into there
Oh, wow.
to see that car. Here's your interior. Got a little bit of a glare, so hopefully you can see that.
Yeah, we can
But
see
that's
it.
that's all captured under that 25 seconds.
So I can say, well, this is great. Now, how do I get the kiosk to my dealership?
Well, what do you mean you install the thing?
No, but I mean, you can send the pictures. How do the pictures get somewhere else?
Okay, so
yeah.
So you're going a little advanced. Let's talk about the first pane, which is just getting the images. The next pane is the dealer is wanting their cars. So when you look at the platform and you start looking at like an auction edge and you're viewing these cars, we can actually take this photo. It's an actual live car at Columbus Fair, one of our partners. There's the finished product. You can drag it. You can zoom. With the 4K, it's unbelievable quality. Now I want to go to the interior. Is there a sunroof? No, there's not. No sun on this one.
Okay.
So then we can take these photos and actually have the auction send it to the dealer, and the dealer could actually have that photo online within the day. So day one photos from the auction. So I know Ty will probably give me the stats on how long it takes a car to get from the auction to the dealer. And I know that's a pain, but all the dealer really wants, I'm a dealer as well. All I want is my photo to be on my website. So now, Jay, you have that photo I bought from Columbus Fair, correct? Do you have that little clip so we can kind of show what that is?
Oh, right. It's about 20 seconds, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let me cue that up.
So basically, this car's for sale.
I'm going to share the screen. Okay, and we're going to...
So you might have to hit the pause on that, Jay, as well, so we can
Sure.
kind of walk through the...
Sure. Okay, now...
So there's the same picture I just showed you, right? The vehicle sold.
Got it.
Okay. I bought that car personally at Columbus Fair. Well, I've got to ship it, and I've got a guy, believe it or not, Ty, that does my shipping. And what I was able to do, instead of waiting for my shipper, which I love my guy, I was able to get Black Widow to send my pictures to Poage Chevrolet. And that's what you're going to show right here. So day one, taking that original photo, we enhance it, then we send it to the dealer. And guess what? Cars for sale. Leads are coming. I don't have to wait the week or 2 weeks, because a lot of times your transport, hopefully they're under that 5 day. I think that's a good number. Would that be true? 5 days?
Yeah, 5's a good number.
5's a good number. Then you have 3 or 4 days, 5 days, maybe 7 days, maybe actually 14 days that the dealer holds it because they want to clean it. Well, Columbus Fair cleaned this car. So I can show my beauty shot from day one. So I took the 5 days from the transporter and the 10 to 14 days that the dealer, I promise you, the dealer wants it online. They just don't know how to do it. And that's why we're connecting all these dots. Right, Jay?
Wow.
That's huge.
That
That's big.
is powerful. Yeah, I mean, the number of days that you've leapfrogged is incredible. It could be sold in that amount of time you just said.
Yes.
That is totally worth it.
And what's neat about it, Jay, is all they still have to do is park it and let Black Widow do the heavy lifting. It's all automated.
That is cool.
Wow. So then, okay, so now, like, Ty's contact at this auto auction in the Midwest, we can send the link, because maybe, we're at a show, people are busy. We can take this section of this show, send him the link, right? If you're out there in TV land, no problem. We can send you the link to this part of the show, and then how does he contact you? What's the best way to contact Black Widow?
We obviously can go to our website, but you can just call, text me. It's nothing formal. I'm a text away. My number is 636-577-8201. Obviously, you can go to our website, blackwidow.imaging.com, or just send me a simple text.
Okay, so I just shared that in the live chat. And I'm also I'm going to share the website. And there's a button. When you go to the website, you can schedule. Oh, it says right there, schedule demo. I'm going to share that. Here comes the website. And yeah, so you go right up here and you click schedule demo. It's right above Jay's head. There it is, schedule demo. And then what happens when you schedule a demo? You can then interact. And how do you do the demo? Do you do it online? Is that an online?
Yeah, we can
demo?
do it online. We do it every day. So it's very simple. It's about a 20-minute call, and depending on your questions, it could be longer.
All right, cool. So there it is. Schedule a demo. And that's is that anybody? Dealer, auction. Maybe you're a transport company. You're like, man, I want to know how this works. Sure.
Yes.
Right?
And
schedule a demo.
Right. And we talked about the original image process, but what we haven't talked about is in that same time frame, we just did a CR.
Ooh, tell me more. So, because you just took the images, you're saying there's information to go along with it, or what? What?
Yes. We can attach a condition report that'll actually grade the car, see the dents, see the PDR, see the headlights that are wet or oxidized or wheel damage. It's going to pick up all that information to give you the right information so you can make the right buying decision, or when you're reconning it. If you're reconning the car, you've got a bunch of cars going through the system. While you image them, you can also do the condition report. And what's neat about it, Jay, is we already did it. I don't have to say we've captured the images. We're using AI technology, so it's not graded by a human. And so it's more consistent with that AI technology. With our 4K, we're able to pick up that information on that car.
I was just going to say, because that's the thing. Once you get something high quality, then you want to know, can that be repeated over and over and over quickly?
Yes.
And the answer is yes. Fast, high quality, consistent.
And the last part is what? Easy.
And easy. Got the easy button. Ask Black Widow how you can get an easy button too.
Thank you, Jay, for letting us do
that
this.
was amazing. It's 1 o'clock. That was amazing. Well, you know what? We're at final thoughts.
Final thoughts. I'll see you later because we'll probably run into more people. And Joel, we'll keep talking for sure.
Yeah,
I will call you.
That's right.
That was
You
a great
gotta-
demo. Thank you.
You can't lose touch again. You got to stay in touch.
Yeah, you gotta be on me, man. All right. Thanks, Joel. Thanks,
Thanks,
Jen.
guys.
Great job,
All right.
Joel. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ty. Great job. I will see you guys later. And that's the end of that meeting. Go over to camera one if you're in the live chat. Thank you so much for participating. Listen, I know that here's what I do know. Number one, I forgot to tell you what was going on today. An hour ago, I should have told you. Normally we have DOT compliance, but we're live at IARA this week. So tomorrow, we also don't have dispatching live tomorrow. We're going to do day 2 live at IARA. It's day 2 of 2. That's it. It's just 2 1-hour live streaming sections. And what's happening is we're gearing up as we move forward into, because there's lots of trade shows, and we also don't know which ones will be physical, which ones will be digital, virtual, which ones will be both, and you know what does happen tomorrow. So as we move forward, we're gonna keep Tuesday night format. Every Tuesday night, tune in, interviews, experts, panel discussions, and those are growing. Man, I love what's happening there. Thank you so much. And we're going to keep doing Wednesdays and Thursdays and Fridays, but we're going to try to be adding this live streaming coverage at trade shows because they're so key to the networking and education that we're really into that. We're very much into that. And so, you know, grow with us. If you've got a question, let us know how we can help. I do want to say this is that, put a couple links in here. If you are not yet connected to us, sign up with ATI. You want to do that, you go to autotransportintel.com. I just put the link in there. Also, remember this, send me the news. Send me, you got photos, if you got a how we doing, if you've got an I connected with, business card, whatever it is, send me the news, autotransportintel@gmail.com. And don't forget this, if you are not yet following the podcast is growing. Really proud of that and love that too, because you know sometimes, right, I make these 2-hour shows. Who's got 2 hours to watch a video? You know, maybe when it's live, but after the fact and whatnot, I get it. And that's why you go in the video description, jump ahead to the parts that you want to watch. But if you've got extra time and you're driving or, you know, you're cleaning out the shed or whatever you're doing, go to the podcast, listen to the podcast. I love to, I usually have some kind of audio running, like when I'm doing things, I'll have meetings playing in the background or whatever so I can catch up on the things that I missed. Because there is so much, and like we had Martin earlier, Martin at Bobit Business Media with follow-ups on the chips, what's happening with chip shortages, what's happening with EVs. There is so much, and I really believe that through keeping up with news and education and networking, we can elevate, you know, we have so many questions. The frustration mounts on a regular basis in transportation. And it's not just transporters are frustrated. Guess what? People waiting for transporters are frustrated. So we need to start talking more. I'm trying to connect the shippers and the transporters, and that's what we're working on here. So thank you so much for joining us for our live coverage today. Really do appreciate it. And if you say hello in the live chat, great. Love that. If you just want to watch and not say anything, love that too. Thank you for watching Auto Transport Intel. We'll be back tomorrow with day 2 of ATI live at IARA at 4:30 Central. We're calling it the red carpet. This will be after all of the conferences. We'll get an update on what happened at the conferences, and then before the final event, which is I think a president's dinner or something like that. Plus, dude, tonight is the Alamo Beer Company celebration. I'm not going to be there for that either. So I'm stuck here in my chair managing the channel, and it's worth it. It's so worth it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please join us tomorrow. Stay safe